Dungeons & Drimbus is rated R for rude language, rough violence, and raunchy humor.
I do declare, here's what happened previously on Dungeons and Drimbus. At the post office, Viper learns that her father is sick and retrieves the cure that Yargan sent from Longreach. Barbara feels a strange pull to leave Thomas's apartment and eventually receives a message in the glass from Agatha Christie asking to meet at the docks. Jessica shatters the window, upsetting the haberdashery owner, and they decide to ignore the call. They deliver cure to the hospital and to Until Dawn Pawn, where they see Tyrannicus in his new Warforged body, which Jessica and Bob recognize as Dots. Thomas gives Gary with 2 R's his jacket as an apology, and Gary gives him a nicer jacket in return. Then, with little time to spare, the attorneys send Lucky and Kit with the hostages to Lep while they head off to Air Dragon to catch a ride to join the soldiers of the solstice. I do declare, Your Honor is back in session.
As you ride out, you see the opulent skyline in the distance. You cross the bridge as Monique ducks to avoid Patrick, Ratrick, and Gatrick.
Okay, have a safe trip. All right, see you all real soon. Okay, goodbye.
After about an hour's ride, you make it to Brookhaven. Entering the city limits, you see the courthouse is under repair. And perhaps most notably, you see reclaimers around every corner. They are in full, polished, purple, opulent plate mail and are all armed. You find that wherever you go, you're typically within the line of sight of at least one reclaimer.
Wait, so what happened to Brookhaven while I was gone?
And you know those dark demons? Yeah, one of those showed up, and I accidentally teleported Bear Man far away from here.
Right.
And then it laid waste to the community.
Bear Man.
A bear man and an innocent child. Oopsies, didn't mean to do that.
Yes, Bear Man, he's not an actual bear, but
He's like Batman. But with bears.
Right, but with a bear. Yes, he's a vigilante.
What's a Batman?
Yeah, he's a vigilante of sorts, meaning like if crime is occurring and reclaimers aren't fast enough, then the Bear Man shows up and does things. And, we were involved in an altercation, for lack of a better word, and he was teleported who knows where.
And that caused Opulent to take over Brookhaven, man.
No. That was more the demons doing. You know, it laid waste to the community. And then we had to run and we heard the screams.
The courthouse kind of caught on fire, and then
so
lots of people were killed and destroyed.
Brookhaven was left in disarray, and Opula found the opportunity, and now they are occupying.
Yay!
If we find a flight and we still have, a little bit before we have to be ready, I would love the opportunity to go check on them, but...
Check on who?
My family.
Oh, your family's here. Wow.
Yes,
Well, yeah, you should
what do they do?
Oh, actually, they run Hot Apothecary.
Oh, Gary, I love Hot Apothecary. You got me the little tea set from there for one of our anniversaries. You remember?
I did? I mean, I did, yes. Yeah. But, listen, Viper, that'd be terrible. You didn't visit your family while you passed through.
I know, yes. If we have time, I would love to go, but there is also the complication of, and I, lean in because I don't want this. I know we're in a carriage, but Gary's up front, and I don't want, the general public to be hearing what I say.
Yeah.
I think that my dad has the Maya plague. That's who I sent the vials to. So there may be complications if we do visit. We'll have to be very careful.
Yeah. As you say this, you look around, and you suddenly become very aware of the amount of kind of sick-looking people on the streets.
No.
You're hearing lots of coughs, just...
Oh, God.
Jessica's gonna reach into her purse, pull out like a handkerchief, and tie it around her, like, well, she's gonna put it like right on like her mouth, but like the illusion of like her changed identity, it will look like it's over her beak.
Yeah.
Thomas can't get sick, right? He doesn't have the vital organs to be able to do that.
Do you want to test it?
I'm good in the carriage. That's okay.
Gary says to Viper, like, you might be right, but you never know when's the last time you might be able to see a family member. Just saying.
I understand. Yes, if it's all right with everyone, there also are probably some very helpful things there that we can take on our journey.
All good by mind, and yeah.
You pull up to Hot Apothecary, you park, and before you even get out of the carriage, you see people looking through the windows, and suddenly Millie comes running out, and she goes, Nessie! And she gives you a hug.
Look at you, little one. And I'll like pick her up and I'll spin her around. I'm like, look how big you've gotten already. It's like I've been gone for years. My goodness.
I'm not that big.
Look at you. Would you like to take us inside?
Yeah, come in.
All right.
Whoa, your new friend looks kind of crazy.
He's actually very cool. This is my friend, Gary. Oh, should I not say your name? Sorry.
He's crazy. You're right.
She leans into you, Gary. She's this young girl. She's about 10 years old or
And
so.
she's human.
Yeah, and she just goes,
It's okay, I won't tell anyone.
Tell anybody what? My name?
Your name. Yes, exactly. I know you've been saying different names. Anyway, Millie, would you take us inside, please?
Yeah, come in. And she opens the door to Hot Apothecary, and you see it is a cute little apothecary. There is a counter towards the back where you presume that normally someone would be there to take orders or what have you. In fact, you do see a tall human woman towards the back. And the young girl who you have gathered is named Millie, takes you in. There are a number of those kind of like display stands around, like the wooden ones, kind of like a museum piece, where there will be like one really nice like artifact or like clothing item or something like up on a pedestal, and then kind of little racks running down the sides to display other like knickknacks and stuff that you can pick up. But there are a lot of different curios and stuff. There are shelves on the walls. There's a back door to presumably like a back storeroom, and you can tell from the outside of the building that this is a 2-story building, and like many in Brookhaven, you presume that the second floor is probably like a living area or something like that. But yeah, she leads you in and she goes, look, Nessie's here. Delia comes out, she goes, Nessa darling, how are you?
I am well, Mother, thank you. I have some new friends. I'm passing through and I wanted to check on Father.
Yes, we have been trying to keep our distance. Thank you for sending the letter.
Of course.
He is feeling a lot better.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm sure he would be happy to see you.
Okay. Were you able to ascertain the ingredients of the vial?
Well, Millie's probably better to tell you about that. And Millie goes, yeah, I was able to kind of discern some of the ingredients. I have a little list here. If you gave me, if I was able to get some of them, perhaps I could create more of it.
Oh, sure. Oh,
it
Millie,
might take
that
some
would
experimentation,
be wonderful. Yes, of course, that would be wonderful, Millie. Why don't we go say hi to Dad first?
She's like, oh, Mom, I think that shelf needs to be cleaned. It's dusty.
And she turns around, she starts dusting the shelf, and she goes,
do you mean you could take the vials to the moon?
I just might be able to, yes.
Cool. Okay.
And everyone would know that it was you who helped us.
Great. Here, I'm gonna go make a copy of the list of ingredients.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Perfect.
okay, and she runs off.
Okay. Mom, do you mind if I take my friends upstairs?
Go ahead, well, you know better than I. Just try to keep your distance a little bit.
Of course, yes. And Viper turns around and is like, all right, we can all go upstairs, but just be careful. And then I turn around and I start to lead them up the stairs.
Oh my God, Gary, that little girl was so cute, wasn't she?
Smart, too.
Yeah,
Cal would be that smart.
Yeah. Oh, Cal.
Elizabeth just kind of follows along as you enter and you head upstairs towards your father's room.
Okay.
And you see the door. I presume you knock on it. And as you crack it open, you see your father lying in bed. His gray eyes are kind of just open, looking forward as he seems to be listening intently. And he hears this, yes?
It's me, Dad.
Oh, Nessa! Oh, what a surprise! It's such a pleasure to have you. What brings you back around?
I was just passing through. We're going to take Dragonair. We're on a mission, classified. But since you were on the way, I wanted to pass through and check on you. Millie said you were sick.
I'm sure I don't look great, but I'm doing a lot better than I have been.
That's
Thank
a
you
relief.
for sending that cure along.
Of course.
I just took it under a day ago, and I already feel a lot better.
I'm glad. I hope that you'll continue to get better, and I wish I could hug you.
It's all right. It'll just give you an excuse to come back.
Yes. Do you need anything?
If you could just pass me the glass of water.
Of course.
That would be great.
Of course. Viper walks in and goes to the bedside table with water, and as she does, it's a little comical, but her snakes cover her nose and mouth.
Yeah.
And she'll give him the water.
Oh, thank you so much, Nessa, darling.
Of course.
How have you been?
It's getting a little crazy. How has the shop been doing with Opula's occupation?
Oh, well, it's been getting a little crazy.
As I can imagine.
Thankfully, Millie has really stepped up with helping keep the shop ready to go. She has so many ideas.
So many ideas, and also just the drive to implement them all.
Yes, we're making a living,
Of course.
As always. I'm very proud of you, darling.
Stop. Thank you. I wish I could stay longer.
No, you never need to apologize to us.
He goes as if out of instinct to pat your hand, and so his hand just kind of waves in the air.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, I love you too, darling.
I'll be back as soon as I can, and I'll send a letter whenever I can as well.
Please do. We love reading your letters.
Be well, Dad.
You as well.
She turns around and walks back towards the group to close the door, and everyone can see her eyes are welled up, and she closes the door and kind of tries to blink them away, and is well, he said he's feeling better after the cure, so let's just hope that continues to happen. And
as you say that, you hear one of the doors down the hallway on the second floor open, and you see Millie come out, and she goes, Nessa, so here's the list.
Okay, perfect.
I have an idea of how to make it, but I would need to test it, and I think I'd need to brew big batches, and I don't know if I can. It would just take me a long time to figure it out, but the more you can get me, the better.
Okay.
If you need a lot of it, I don't know if I can be that much help.
No, it's all right to start with. If you can replicate it at all, then just that work can be helpful in many others being able to do the same thing.
I think I could. It's just with our little single brew kit here.
Of course.
It takes me a long time to make even just one potion.
I understand. I'll see what I can do.
Might I make a suggestion?
Oh, is this the person who kept changing their voice last time they were here?
Yes, it is, dear. Yes.
Hello, little fun. It is lovely to see you.
Hi, Victoria.
And I pat her head with my flipper, but she just feels it as a hand because the spell does not hold up to physical inspection.
Whoa, that's weird.
And we have friends at Grumsha's Brew.
Really?
So I was thinking, since they have lots of brewing equipment, that they might be able to assist you when it comes time to making it in large batches.
That is a very good point. Why don't I get in contact with them and then I'll write you a letter?
That's great. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, of course. All right, you're in charge. And I wink at her. And then I turn around and I'm like, all right, I believe if anyone is hungry, if anyone needs a little bit of food before we get on the dragon, my stepmom prepared something. If anyone needs it, I'll be having some myself.
You head downstairs and Delia is there with these little travel containers basically full of what appears to be some manner of chicken and rice. And she says, sorry, the servings are a bit small. It was just the leftovers.
It's really no worries. Thank you so much. And these to-go containers are so efficient. Thank you. You really didn't have to do all of that.
No worries. Anything to keep you safe, darling.
Thank you. How much are a couple of small healing potions?
For you, Nessa, dear, free.
Thank you.
And she pulls out these 3 little vials. Like, they basically look like potion equivalent of shot glasses.
Right.
And she says, sorry, they're not anything major, but
No.
people have been stocking up lately with the whole opulent panic and whatnot.
Of course. This is perfect. This will be very helpful. Thank you so much.
I hope... And she, like, takes your hand. She goes, I hope you're not in need of this kind of thing too often. You know that's not good for you.
Oh, I know. And that is why having it on hand is, if things do get a little dicey, is very helpful.
I just hope you're staying safe out there. I don't know what we would do if something happened.
We're very safe. Do you have any poisons?
Actually, Gary, I make them.
At the word poison, all of the snakes in Viper's hair, they wake up suddenly, like...
Yeah, Mom, do you have any empty vials that I could just take?
Yes, dear. How many do you need?
I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7?
Here you go.
Great.
She pulls out a little 6-pack of vials.
Great. Anyway, Mom, thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Please, stay safe.
Of course. And I already told Millie I'll be sending a letter sooner than you know it. She's going to begin trying to recreate that, and I look around because there are probably some people in the shop, potion that I sent over that I was curious about. As I find ingredients, I'll be sending them over as soon as I can, and I myself will be back as soon as I can as well.
I have a few of our suppliers on the lookout for them as well.
Excellent.
We'll keep you updated as soon as we can.
Perfect. And please, do keep me updated on Dad, too. It's great to see you.
You too.
And I give her a hug.
Yeah, she hugs you back.
Oh, are these little to-go boxes of food?
Yes.
Oh, I'm starving.
Oh, yeah, here you go. I kind of give one to everybody, even if they're not hungry.
Yeah.
To-go box. To go in my belly.
Oh, when this is all over, honey, I'm gonna take you to get some real nice swamp rat. I'm sure you really miss a homemade swamp rat.
And slug juice, babe. Remember slug juice?
Oh, and it's an aphrodisiac, Mr. Mogbile.
Stop.
And Viper sees like Millie coming down the stairs and is like, anyway, and she looks at Millie and like to be like, there's a child. It was great to see you. Like I said, I'll be back as soon as I can, but we have a dragon to catch.
You mean a wyvern, dear?
So true.
Get that. Could you try again?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Siri's always going off talking about...
It's all right. We have a wyvern to catch. And she winks at Millie and then turns around and begins to walk out and try to eat her food while holding Richards at the same time.
With that, you guys kind of wrap up. Everyone waves goodbye to you as you all pack up into the carriage.
Oh, sorry. Really quick. Grisabeth's crossbow broke, right?
Yeah, you guys are getting in the carriage. She goes, oh my goodness, wait. And she runs back inside. She goes,
I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. Would you happen to have any crossbows here?
oh, yes, let me see. Millicent, yeah?
Hi, Millie, Millicent. Hi, my name is Grisabeth. Do you have a crossbow?
Yeah, we have one in the back. Do you have any special requests?
The deadlier the better, sweetheart. This feels very weird to request of you.
I know request. I know request.
What's your request, Mr. Mogbile?
Well, imagine, right, if you put some sort of like a magnifying glass so that you could see like a bird's eye further and further into the distance, making aiming even easier.
You mean like this? And she holds up a crossbow with what looks to be a spyglass on top of it.
Yeah, and with a little crosshair and, you know...
Barb, it reminds you a lot of the heavy sniper that you got on the island.
Oh, man. That's a done deal. That's good. Take that. Yeah, that one.
Well, we have this. So the only downside with this is that it's a lot harder to use at close range. It's a little bit slower. If you're going to find yourself in quicker situations, you might want a hand crossbow like this one. But this is it's really well weighted, and so it's a lot easier to aim as well. So you might find it easier to hit your targets. But this one would make it easier to hit people at long distance. So I guess it just depends on what you want.
Very good.
Honey, the fact that you can stay far away from danger and hit hard is music to my ears. Take the heavy one.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll definitely take that long range. Oh, my goodness, it's heavy. Wow. Look at the Gary, it's the size of me.
And she puts it on her back on like a shoulder mount, and it like runs her entire torso.
Good Lord. What'll that be? She goes, well, I'll give you the friends discount, so it'll only be 25 gold. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nice.
Let me see. Let me dig through my coin purse. Gary usually carries the coin purse, but I've got 10 gold here.
Here
Gary,
you go.
can you spot me 15?
Gary will spot the 15.
And Elizabeth now has a heavy crossbow.
Perfect. Onward?
Yeah, onward, let's go. And you all head on out of Hot Apothecary. You do finally pile up into the carriage. You continue on, Tony, Popcorn, Megan, Ice Cream, and Rainbow all leading the way, just kind of blowing through the streets as people like, whoa, step out of the way as this carriage flies by, just absolutely loaded with all of you. But after a while, the streets kind of thin out. They become less neatly cobbled, and it becomes more of a dirt path. But you approach Air Dragon's fields. At this point, it is now probably about midday, as between all of the shenanigans overnight, and then in the morning, and then getting into town, and in the shop, several hours have passed. You are very, very tired. And as you pull up to the field, you see Richard standing there, tapping a foot and looking up at the sky, looking down at the ground. He seems to be making a little shadow with his hand. And then he looks over and he goes, "Assistants, where have you been?"
Getting you food. And I hand out the food to him.
Very well. I'm taking this out of your paycheck.
I don't get a paycheck from you, Richard.
That's the spirit. Nephew, have you been fed?
Well, as much as a skeleton can be.
Oh. And he looks into the carriage, and I guess the food that you ate, you just see it lying in a pile.
Where he was sitting? No!
Very well. Are we ready?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Assistants, as is customary, I believe you will be covering the funds for this voyage.
No,
I'm so
Richard.
sorry. If I could just interrupt for a second. Hey gang, so as we were traveling here, I was doing a bit of reading, and well, we are in fact poor.
What if... No, that would be complicated as well.
Well, I have a lot of money. It's just tied up in assets and things. I'm not very liquid right now.
Last time Thomas got us a free ride, remember? I think it was free.
I think, wasn't that with intimidation or like heavily discounted like through intimidation or
I'm good at
coercion?
intimidation.
No, don't need to antagonize anybody. But last time Thomas showed the ticket to the wife.
That's true.
That he conjured.
And I can do that too. I can make fake tickets too.
Listen, Viper, it's not a pee-pee measuring contest. I'm sure we could all conjure something or another. I don't care who
I
does it.
was merely saying because there are more of us than there were before, having two people to help will make it more efficient.
If you want, we could all conjure something just to show we could do it. It's fine.
Did someone say pee-pee contest?
Oh, no.
Because I really need to go. And Richard runs off to a bush.
There we go.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
And you see Tony is like doing a little pee-pee dance, and he looks at you like for permission to go.
Okay, make sure he gives you a gold piece.
And he sheds his harnesses, he brings Popcorn along, and then you see Tony, Popcorn, and Richard all standing hands on their hips. The horses are up on two legs, and you just hear, it sounds like waterfalls, just like... And from the bush you hear a, "Ow! Oh, yeah! Yeah! And then you see coins just start flying from the bush.
How many are we talking here?
Catch him! Chris, catch him! Oh, God!
I'll try to catch some too, I guess.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah!
And then a little coin like comes out and pelts Richard in the forehead.
I take the gold that I was able to retrieve and go over to Grizz and Gary so we can count.
Okay, all right, let's see how much we got here. Oh, we went full fucking circle. 100 episodes in, baby. back to the P Fairy.
You gather a total of 108 gold.
Holy shit!
So fuck.
Damn!
You see the like bush is like wilting now because it is so weighed down.
Oh my god, that was his life savings. He just gave up.
Oh, yeah!
Okay.
In fact, the bush is vibrating with like magical, like colored energy. It seems that Tony and Popcorn, since whatever happened to them, their excretions seem to carry magical charges almost.
What the fuck, man? This is enough to cover tickets, right?
Hopefully. Might as well try.
There's a lot of people here. I'm not so positive, but we can give it a shot.
That's fair. Let's go see, I guess.
You guys continue on forward towards the little attendant where you buy your tickets, and you see a familiar Kenku, at least to Gary and Jessica and Thomas.
Yep.
And he goes, oh, hi, my name's Georgie. Welcome to Air Dragon. What can I do for you?
We need 8 tickets with 4 horses.
Oh, okay. To where?
To Solstice?
To the solstice. Okay. Yes. We actually have a jumbo wyvern leaving in about 15 minutes, and
that's fantastic.
We have a couple of empty seats if you want to load it up.
Yes, please.
Okay, that'll be thankfully you're getting a large volume flight. Those are a little bit cheaper. That will be 800 gold.
And there it is.
We're halfway there. This is the halftime ad with Daddy G.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the halftime ad. I'm Daddy G, and thank you for bearing with me last week. You see, I've gotten a lot of messages from you guys asking what the special surprise was, and well, my Nicky was so passionate about entertainment, half advertisement, half entertainment. So, for his birthday, we made him a special set of headphones. The left ear plays his favorite podcasts, and the right ear plays those increasingly long, unskippable YouTube ads. The doctor says if the listening experience is half as annoying as it sounds, Nicky's creative spirit might just rouse him awake to put an end to the horror and make some good old-fashioned entertainment. But, another of my New Year's resolutions is spreading the joy of good listening experiences, like Nicky would have wanted. Oh, hey! That's my first resolution of mentioning my New Year's resolutions 4 times complete. Halfway done, and we're not even 1 month in. Anywho, the bonus content at patreon.com/Drimbus is a pretty fun listening experience. From behind-the-scenes show after the Drimbus to Beyond D&D, where the crew explores new games, it's a blast. The crew published a ton of new arcs over the holidays. And hey, don't take my word for it. Here, check out this clip of hyper-deadly dungeon crawler dungeon crawl classics.
And you see a breathtaking scene. An enormous 3-tiered chamber spreads before you. An oversized pile of gifts rests upon a raised dais at the far end of the room. Seated on the obscene hoard is a skeletal gingerbread orc that resembles the statue of Father Giffmus you saw earlier. A pulsating light emanates from a star-shaped ornament atop the pile of presents. Below the dais is a second level, so at floor level, there are 6 gingerbread statues of varying heights and builds standing motionless. Below them, in a huge pit that runs the length of the room, stands an army of tiny gingerbread elves. There are dozens of them in marching formation, their gingerbread armor and gingerbread spears equipped for war.
Does anyone have any milk?
Milk?
I definitely don't. You can't bite my titty.
Did that farmer bring his goat wife with him?
I was about to say, one of you guys had a goat.
She's not here, though. I don't want to spoil the gift surprise.
Now wasn't that a hoot and a half? For more silly fun like that, be sure to check out patreon.com/Drimbus. I know it'd make Nicky so happy. Oh, and my private investigator pal, TJB, whose birthday is also coming up. And mine! Wow, too many birthdays by half this month. You know whose birthday I wish I could celebrate every day, though, Scruffles? The patrons! Jerry Benetatos, Queso Loco, Greta Beignet, Alex Capes My Ass, Ace Andrews, Regina Russell, Sam Olivos, Jordan Cobb, The Unnamed Rogue, NB Star, Doubtful Guest, Michael Richters, Davis Walden, Denny Dewdrop, Myth Mouse, Callie Wolf, Brandon M. Bishop, Bridge, Twiglets, Joanna, Stan Sitzman, Scrambles, The Death Dealer, Aaron Adams, Nathan Mesnard, Ruth Anados, Carrie Holmes, Melissa Rain, Hensational, Butts Aplenty, Uvular Nutria, Dane Kolhoff, Loon, Faust the Heavenly Demonic Monster, David Carlton, Lord Braxton Von Wendell III, Tracy Baby, Waffle Marine, Elastic Band, Hoodie Gang Sheep, Doobie Daddy, Luke Verman, MV Carr, Chris McGann, Vico Cocorico, Mary Weeg, and Alyssa Barron. Happy birthday, patrons! Or half birthday, or half of half birthday, whichever half is closest. Happy birthday.
I would like to make a persuasion check, but since we're buying in bulk, there are usually discounts for bulk tickets.
Okay,
as well.
roll the persuasion check, and Viper, also, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 13.
I'm going to say that that's actually enough to see it. As you're doing this, you see one of the smaller wyvern take off. You hear like people going, woo! As it takes off. But as that happens, you see one of the flight attendants who helps load the plane is in this vibrant, like, red and yellow vest running around, and you hear as he begins to run to another wyvern, and suddenly he stands up, goes, and, like, looks across and makes eye contact with you, and you recognize Joopy, who is an imp that you know is a LEP agent.
What?
And I get up, I like stand up a little straighter. Well, first off, I got a 27 persuasion check.
All right, let's see how he does.
But I'll like look and I'll be like, oh my god, how are you? And I like wave at him, and I know he's like busy, so I can't really hear him. I like wave at him, and I my snakes also kind of like move side to side to like say hello.
He kind of waves at you.
Okay.
And he's gonna scurry along.
Okay.
Right, bulk discount.
You see he pulls out like this large tome.
Mm-hmm.
He opens it, starts flipping through it, and you get the feeling that this is some sort of like policies and procedures book.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts sweating a little bit. He goes,
Oh, sun's shining today.
it is freezing cold.
He goes, right, the group discount, oh yeah, it's 600.
And she doesn't go full intimidation, but her snakes kind of like begin to focus in on the attendant. And I'm gonna lie really quick. Like, I'm gonna make a deception and be like, oh, last time we traveled, it was only 100. Like, we came from the solstice.
Ooh, okay.
I have a very good deception.
Roll with disadvantage.
That's fair. 26.
Yeah. So I'm so sorry. I've been reading a lot of different manuals. You know, the flights for the jumbo wyverns.
It's no problem.
Let's call it 200.
I think we can do that. And I kind of look around at the group.
Yeah.
I've got 13 gold on me. I'm not going to be of much help here.
I have 30 gold.
I have 12.
That's 42 plus 13 from Jessica. That's 55. Come on, we only need 45 more gold. What have you got?
Only 45.
Oh,
Good.
wow. I think I
Barbara?
have when I believe I have. What do you have, Richard?
Experience.
In what?
Here you go. He gives 5 gold.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
We only need 40 more gold, people. Come on.
I have a passive insight of 17. Is that all the gold he had, or was he just giving 5?
You get the feeling it is most of the gold he has.
Okay, all right.
All right. I believe I have about 23.
Okay, we only need 17 more. And Monique goes, oh my god, y'all are so stingy. And she pulls out 17 gold and drops it in the pot.
Perfect.
Stingy. That's all. It's what we got.
I think you mean broke.
Wait. Is that really all you have?
I told you I'm not very liquid right now.
Were you not putting... Well, you should take a laxative, but were you not stashing away any of Haggie's pension for retirement?
I'm so sorry that I haven't actually kept in tabs with her. Let me just go ahead and call her here on my phone. Like, hey, can I
I'm just
borrow a
saying,
few? What
I
do you
put
think
away
what do you think we're doing?
20%.
And Viper will just turn around and like push the pile of gold and say, "Thank you so much."
Yep. Pleasure. Just head over to base 7.
Thank you.
And as you go to base 7, it is one of the larger bays of the wyverns. And you see this huge white wyvern.
Cool.
It looks like it's older probably and has this really cool effect on its scales. You can really see its musculature. And because of the white scales, it almost looks like a bone dragon. It's not, but it has that sort of effect. It has these huge like protruding bumps out of its spine that give it this like really metal look, and it is loaded with this giant multi-person saddle that is made from black leather with these silver clasps. And you see it is chilling there as there is already another party of people waiting to board the flight. And as you look to this party of people, Thomas and Richard in particular, you recognize them.
Oh.
You recognize this as the adventurers that you met in Lycos, as you see Elvira Devros, Rob Strong, who you last understood was being held in prison until they could give him the cure, Terry Svelte, the Yuan T, and Perce Rompel. For everyone else, Elvira Devros is this tall, very buff, blonde woman, one blue eye, one green eye. You see Rob Strong, who is a tabaxi, so he is this kind of cat person, but he has these almost more canine features to him at this point, as he looks bigger than most any tabaxi you've ever seen, and the snout has elongated and turned a little bit wolf-like. You see Terry Svelte, who is this purple Yuan T, this snake person, who seems to be clad in a robe with a staff. And then you see Perce Rompel, who is this dwarf with this rainbow-colored beard, who seems to wield a long sword. Elvira turns around and goes, "Oh, is that Paul? Richard? Hi!"
Hi. How's it going?
We're good. What are you doing here?
We're just hanging around, doing our thing, and how are you?
Oh, we're great. Rob kind of steps up and goes, "It's so good to see you again." And he holds out like a big clawed hand. And you see Richard kind of takes a very slight step backward, remembering when Rob attacked him at the tarnish tag.
I'll shake his hand very carefully.
Nice grip.
It's not that nice. It's all right. It's a 5 out of 10.
He eyes your bones a little intensely, but he steps back.
Thomas? Friends of yours?
No, I mean, kind of. Yes. I'm sorry. We didn't leave on the best of terms with them, did we?
We did. Well, we did get Rob locked up, and it was for his own safety. Rob, how are you out of prison? Oh, right. So, sorry. Anyways, after you guys brought the werewolves to the court of East Orgea, they kind of took over as the reclaimers. And, Maria was able to help them out. And she gave me a court-mandated counseling in the dungeons. And now I have some meditation and journaling techniques to help keep my violent urges under control. So, the werewolves are doing okay.
How about that?
I'm doing okay.
Hey, that's pretty good.
But, with the entire family kind of handling everything in East Orgea, it honestly got a little boring for us. So we're out looking for some more adventure. We're heading to the Sandstone Palace.
Wait.
Really?
We could use you. All of you.
What?
Wait, what are you heading there for? I'm Viper, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Perce, that's Elvira, this is Rob, and that's Terry.
Charmed.
And you see Terry is leaning against his staff and really taking in your hair, Viper.
And my snakes are kind of like looking at him curiously.
Yeah, you see long, slow tongue flicks. He is very...
If anyone's paying attention, Viper kind of blushes a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's like, anyway, what do you look... Is there job postings there, or...?
Well, we got word from some of our mercenary friends that the soldiers of the solstice were having their annual trials, and...
No way!
It was never really quite our scene, only because signing up for an official army takes away a lot of freedom, but we've heard that benefits are really good, and also you get a lot of exciting work.
Right, I think they actually have dental, too.
Really?
Yes, I heard that. We're actually, coincidentally enough, that's where we're headed as well.
Huh. And they kind of eye all of you curiously, and Elvira says, I never would have taken you for the soldier type, Richard. Oh, well, yes, I'm definitely more of a general, a commandant, if you will, but we shall see. Yeah, so, who are your friends?
Hey, Gary, nice to meet you.
Hi.
Sorry I didn't meet you sooner. I could have let you know that anytime you enter a court with this asshole, things aren't gonna go well.
It went well for a lot of people. I mean, look at our friend here now. He found a way to quell his anger and journal, and things went great without you, Gary.
I mean, if I got locked up for the wrong reasons, I'd be really, really furious, especially if it was some lanky, bony asshole that...
What are you doing? You see Rob pulls out a little notebook, and he starts sketching something.
But Viper kind of is like, but we're about to be on a pretty long flight with each other, so maybe we all
You guys should sit together.
A couple deep breaths.
Anyways, hi, I'm Grisabeth. This is Monique.
That's she goes to point at Jessica, but doesn't quite know what to call you.
Und hi, I'm Victoria, yeah.
Okay, that's Barbara. This is Tony. This is Popcorn. This is Megan the Stallion. And this is, I forgot what these two were called.
Und Rainbow and Ice Cream.
Rainbow and Ice Cream. Okay, we're all acquainted now. Let's sit in happy silence, yes?
And you see at this point Rob has finished sketching, and he goes to fold the notebook away, and anyone with a passive perception of over 12 catches a glimpse of the sketch, and it is like a cartoon drawing of a werewolf like chewing on a skeleton.
Oh my god.
Anyway, do you all want to come on an adventure with us, since we're all kind of going to the same place?
I mean, I think we're already booked for the same flight.
Right, and we could share information about the trials that we know.
Yeah. I just love flying. The feeling of being way high up in the air, knowing that, God, anything could happen. It really makes me feel alive, huh?
Right.
Away from all the laws and, the overseer and all that stuff, yeah.
It's just kind of like...
You can be free to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Jessica, put me to bed. Put me to bed right now.
Yeah, you really would be free, huh? No one would know.
Oh, no.
You see the imp from earlier, Joopy, come by.
I know, it's been so long. I'm great, actually. How are you doing? And how are the kids? No way. That's crazy. Oh, my God. How long have you been working here? Oh, really? That's cool. You looking to move up on the ladder? No, yeah. I mean, no need if you're happy. How are the benefits? Right, that makes sense. I mean, free air travel. That's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Vacations all the time. Yeah, you should take the family next time. And that'd be really... I mean, oh, how cute if your family were like passengers and you were like there going to the same place. It's so good to see you.
And then he gestures over to the field and he goes... as he makes these hand gestures, and you see this giant cubed green slime come slowly over, and the slime just runs over the horses, absorbing them into its own body. It goes up to the wyvern. The wyvern lifts one of its wings, and then it goes... and then kind of gloops up onto the side of the wyvern, and you see the horses begin to float up through its slimy body and onto these harnesses that run along essentially the ribs of the wyvern, and you see the clasps come undone and then hold the horses in place.
Wow, no, so it's literally goo. I'm glad that's not how we're going to be seated.
As you say that, the slime is beginning to walk away, and it looks like it turns back almost offendedly, and then droops a little bit and goes off.
I didn't mean anything. Oh dear. Sorry.
You gooped that one up.
Yeah, no kidding. Ah, dear.
And then the wyvern lets down one of its wings, almost forming a little boarding ramp. And you hear Droopy go...
The seatbelts come out and like showing how to do it.
Yeah, he reaches under one of the seats to pull out a little like life vest. But the way is clear for you all to board on this like really huge wyvern.
Viper will like turn to Droopy and be like, "It was great to see you." And she'll lean in and be like, "If you need anything, do call." And she'll go to her assigned seat on the ticket.
Okay.
I'll get on with Grisabeth.
Oh my God, Gary! I don't think I've ever flown before. This is so exciting.
You done it once, No, yeah, it's cool. It's
Oh, okay. I'm less excited now.
I'm just planning to fall asleep. This is gonna be a long flight.
Oh, well, I definitely need some shut-eye, but still, it's fun.
Jessica/Victoria will put her flipper on Thomas's back and guide him onto the plane and go, "And it's going to be okay, yeah? I'll put you to sleep as soon as we're seated."
Thank you.
Bob will follow after them.
Yeah, and Richard follows close behind. He says, "Barbara, would you like to play games while we fly?"
You know, I totally would, but I don't want to. So. That's,
Oh my God!
That's it.
Neither did I. That was a test.
Perfect. Great.
And I'll play some games if you want, Richard.
Yeah, sure. Let's play some tic-tac-toe.
Oh, one of my favorites, and one of Popcorn and Tony's favorites as well, yeah.
You board, and Monique does indeed take a seat next to you, Viper. Okay. As the adventurers all kind of have the back row on the wyvern. And Droopy goes... He crawls off of the wyvern, and then begins to motion with his hands like an air traffic controller going... At this point, you feel the wyvern begin to move. Thomas, you grip onto your seat as it kind of rumbles to life. Richard is behind you, Jessica, and you hear like deep breathing, just whew, whew, exciting, very fun. Height.
And Viper is like kind of okay, but she is gripping the seat and her snakes are coiled, so her hair looks like it's curled right now.
And yeah, the wyvern begins to move. It's a very rumbly start, always, especially on one this big, because their arms are like built into the wings. They don't have separate appendages. So like the whole body shifts a lot as it begins to pick up speed. Then it begins to move forward poof, 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 on just its hind legs as it extends the wings out, and the torso begins to lift higher and higher as it runs faster and faster and faster, and finally begins to beat its wings. And then with one powerful beat of the wings, it finally lifts off the ground and continues to beat as it goes up and up into the sky. And you see the airfield and the town of Brookhaven, and far off, even against the skyline, you can see the Opal Tower as you begin to go higher and higher and higher into the sky. At this point, Richard is hyperventilating behind you. Oh, this is normal. This is a totally normal, sane means of transportation. Yes.
Do you want to... Do you need me to... Jessica will start, like, waving her flippers to put Thomas to sleep. And she's like, "Richard, do you wish to sleepy sleep?"
It has been a while since I got some shut-eye. I think we should all rest. That's in order.
Did you ever know, and you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than a wyvern, for you are the wind beneath my wings.
Now we've gone full circle.
Oh, yeah.
As Thomas and Richard fall asleep, and the wyvern suddenly, now with steady flight in the air, turns fully vertically upward and just kind of jets off, breaking through the clouds and going high, high up into the air.
Amazing.
If you want to long rest, this is your opportunity.
Okay, yes. I will rest.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone may long rest on this flight.
Yay.
As this is one that will take a few hours. Not super, super long, but enough for you to feel replenished. You're all flying through the heavens. It is winter, so it is very cold. In fact, Barb, since you are a Warforged, you don't really sleep. You're kind of in sentry mode, but you feel your joints stiffening to the point of it kind of becoming uncomfortable.
Oh.
But you see these beautiful white, fluffy clouds underneath you, kind of blanketing. Every now and then you get a peek down onto the continent. At one point, a ways off behind you, you're high enough that you can kind of see the beginnings of Mount Heartland off in the distance. It is towering. It is beautiful. And as you are gazing out at this vista, Barb, suddenly everything goes darker. Almost as if a shadow has passed over. And you hear a little bit of a
Wait.
But you look up and there's nothing above you.
A shadow like over us.
Yes.
Man, why you always gotta make me deal with this scary bullshit? Why is no one else awake for this nonsense?
You see the adventurers in the back are actually wide awake, and as your neck creaks to turn around, you see immediately all of them have noticed this as well, and they look up and they start scanning the surroundings. Did you see that?
Yeah, I would like to make perception check. I would like to, what do I see around me, I guess?
Give it to me.
17.
While it took you a second to look up and you didn't quite catch it, you notice that there is an odd formation in the clouds, almost as if something has plunged through it. And as you look at that hole kind of in the clouds, you begin to scan, and you think you see the vaguest hint of between the cracks in the clouds, something dark passing underneath.
I'm gonna kill myself. How did I know? I knew it. I was like, in my head, I was like, John wouldn't be crazy enough to have a battle on a fucking wyvern. But here we are. Here we are. Yes, he would.
And as this thought dawns on you, from beneath the clouds, you see this black dragon burst out. And as it comes out of the cloud, it is going to attempt to take a chomp out of the wyvern you are riding.
Oh no.
Everyone wake up!
All of you are woken up as suddenly the wyvern shifts violently.
Shits violently?
I heard shits violently too. I know you said shifts, but I heard shits violently.
Shifts violently. And honestly, probably shits a little bit as well, if we're being totally honest. As this black dragon has now bitten onto its neck. And you begin to plunge out of the sky.
Oh, no.
And you see, this is not any regular black dragon. This dragon does not really seem to have scales. It is the form of a dragon, but its form is almost immaterial, almost giving off thin wisps of black smoke, almost like the abominations. Everyone roll for initiative.
Shit.
This has been Your Honor. Your Honor features the vocal talents of Nicholas Benetatos as Gary Mogbile, Amanda Fernandez-Acosta as Barbara, Nicholas Palazzo as Thomas Phelps, Michael Pisani as Jessica Feltcher, and Hannah Schooner as Viper. The rest of the world is voiced by your DM, Giancarlo Herrera, with editing by Hannah Schooner and Giancarlo Herrera, and sound design by Giancarlo Herrera. If you'd like to support the show, consider checking out the links in the show notes, or go to patreon.com/Drimbus, where you can get access to hours of bonus content, exclusive merch, the chance to play with the crew, or submit items to the show, or have NPCs named after you. Oh, and don't forget to leave a review or make a post using #Drimbus to be entered for the chance to win a free Dungeons & Drimbus sticker. Thank you all so much for listening, and I do declare we'll see you all next week.